Hey guys, what's going on? Today I just want to talk about soap and what kind of soap I use, and that is zero soap do I use. Now when I started out, I would put 1 ounce to every gallon that I had batch mixed. So if I had a 55-gallon drum here, I'd put 55 ounces, or the best of my ability, 55 ounces of soap in it. It smelled good. I'm not gonna say that it didn't. When you're sitting there spraying and the guns come, you got the Jrod on and your soap's pulling, you will smell the soap come through, and you'll know that it's time to do some soaping and washing. It doesn't matter if it is a driveway, if it is siding, if it's the roof. It doesn't matter if it's metal, if it's shingles. I don't use any soap, and it's really just been a trial and error. We get into this business, and you even see the blend manifolds now, and they talk about, the blend manifolds, most of them have 3 valves, one for the soap, bleach, and the water. And I'm not going to say that guys that use soap are wrong. I just don't. About close to 2 years ago, I had my little pails right here, and I forgot to put soap, and I was like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to wash this house. Well, I go, and by the time I got to the job and I got concentrated on what I was doing, I realized that I was finished with the job and I didn't have any soap. I didn't use any soap. I didn't notice any difference. And I was like, okay. Well, a few times that the reason that I didn't care for the soap is I had batch mixes mixed up. Wouldn't wash in a lot, the soap get down in there, and when I'd spray windows, it would streak them or it leaves spots on them. I'd have to really rinse them to get them clean. Sometimes you can put soap, I believe, like on certain vinyls or whatever, and it'll spot it up, or you got to rinse it, if you didn't cool it down. So I just found out that I did that one house, and I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to do it. Well, once I started washing it and I was done with it, go back home, and I'm thinking, man, I didn't even have any soap. Go out to wash the next 2 or 3 houses, and same thing. Hey, I don't have any soap. And so I just quit using it. Now, when I was using it, I finally got to where I was just using Purex. I could get a big jug of it for $7 or $8 and go from there. I'd always keep a gallon of it or something like that in here, like in one of my little cubbies, and I just dump it up there in the top or whatever container I was working out of. That's what I dump it in. But guys, I just quit using it. I just found out that I didn't need it. I go do my first roof wash, and I was like, oh, I bet this is just gonna pour off of there. Nope. Go do a couple metal roofs, thinking, oh man, I should have put some soap in it. Nope, same thing. I didn't need it. So I just quit using it. I was like, it isn't doing any good. I don't, I've wondered sometimes on gutters, maybe if I would have sprayed with soap, if it would have stuck longer. I don't know, but I can just spray them again. And so, with that being said, I just don't use soap. I have a lot of guys ask, and I have a video that I posted a couple years ago where I talk about what soap I use and how much. But, since then, and I even say on that video, because I've had a lot of people ask before, what soap, and I tell them, when I did use soap, I used Purex, but I don't use any soap now. I tried Eliminator. I didn't like the way that stuff smelled whatsoever. It smelled like, to me, it smelled like lemon and ammonia or something. I never liked the way it smelled. I got a red one time, I think, from powerwash.com. I had some, I think one time it was called Fresh Scent. I got some that was called Fresh Wash. I got a bunch of different ones when I started, because I was like, oh, I have to have the professional grade soap or I'm not going to be able to clean houses. And then I would watch these videos on spray wash, and they would say, well, you really want a professional grade soap in case something goes wrong. You can say, well, yeah, that soap was a professional grade, so it, you know, it couldn't have done any damage or whatever. And you know, I honestly just felt like that was just somebody trying to push a soap on you from their store. But I don't use it. You know, I'm not going to say anybody that does use it, they're wrong. I'm just saying that I don't. So this is going on the 2nd year that I've not used it, and that's doing driveways, houses, vinyl, shingle roofs, metal roofs, flat buildings that, you know, it's just going to run down on, roof, you know, metal roofs that it's just going to run off of. And I really can't tell any difference that the soap did that it, you know, from when I was using it. So I just quit using it. I used to keep it right in here, pour it in, and I'm not gonna lie, I like the way it smelled. But at the same time, I felt like a lot of times I would have to rinse my windows extra if I left it in here too long, or it got mixed up and it didn't, you know, shake around real good. And then a few times I had poured it in too early, and I was batch mixing, and you'd have like the water to here and still need to put this much in, but the soap would just be blowing over. You know, of course that was my fault. But I just quit using it, guys. So not knocking anybody that does use soap, I just don't anymore. And when I can't remember who it was the first I seen online say that they don't use it, and I was like, wow, who doesn't use soap? You know, you're supposed to. And I guess I just had that mentality, and then I finally just was like, heck, I forgot to use it a couple of times. Nothing went wrong. Everything went right. So instead of spending any more money on it, let me just see. Now, I don't care if it's just $25 a gallon. I don't care if you get the big stuff that you run through the proportioners with the dyes in it. They say smells so good. I mean, that's fine if that's what you want to get. You know, knock yourself out. But for me, for what I do, I don't use any. So that's how I've been running it close to 2 years now, and I've not had any issues no matter what kind of washing I've done. That's me. But you know, you guys use whatever you want to use. I know a lot of people use a lot of different things, but like I said, for me, I'm fine without it. But when I was using it, I'd recommend Purex. You can get it anywhere. It's cheap and it smells good. So if you're wanting something just to mask the smell of bleach so it's not as strong, get you some Purex. Put about 1 ounce to a gallon of your mix in it, and you'll be good to go. But that's my time for today, guys. See ya.